Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and the goblins just keep rising. Phantom of Nightmare has some brand new archetype revealed, the Goblin Riders. This has huge potential going forward. It's part of the Diabellstar and Snake Eyes lore, so this archetype should be getting a massive wave of support as long as Diabellstar and the lore of that archetype is still going. We have some new Diabellstars we'll go over in the next video, but I'm going to go over the brand new archetype first, and we'll go from there. So I'm already excited. This is a level 3, rank 3 archetype, which is really cool. It already has synergy with the punks just because they're level 3s. I don't think any of these guys are tuners, so if you play them with the punks or the gold pride, you have some easy ability to access some rank 3s and synchro 6s, which is going to be really cool. So let's read these guys. So first things first, we have Goblin Rider, the Doug the Assaulter. He's a 1600 attack, level 3 Earth Warrior, effect monster. Can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can detach one XYZ material from a monster on the field. It doesn't say any monster, it says one on the field. So you can also detach your opponents if they have one. And if you do, special summon this card. And then if this card is no more special summon, add one Goblin Rider spell or trap from your deck to hand. So this card is an absolute 3-of in the deck. Not only is it a free extender from any XYZ on the field, but on normal or special, it searches your Goblin Rider spells and traps, which is absolutely insane. Not to mention, it is a Rota target, and it's a level 3 1600 attack Earth. Alright, so the next card we gotta go over today is Goblin Rider Cuddy the Noisy. This is a Fire Beast Warrior effect monster, level 3, 1500 attack, 0 defense. I guess the thing they share is that they're all going to be different attributes, just like the Gold Pride. They're all going to be level 3s, it looks like, and they're all going to be having 0 defense, which is pretty interesting. So the first one was a Warrior, so you can search it off Rhoda. This one is a Beast Warrior, so you can search it off Tenki. And it's a level 3, like I said, 1500 attack monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, target one Goblin monster in your graveyard, except Goblin Cuddy Rider, special summon it. So it's basically ability to access any rank 3 on normal as long as you have one engraved, which is really powerful. And then during your opponent's main phase, if this card's in your graveyard, quick effect, detach one XYZ material from a monster on the field. Doesn't have to be yours, it just says any monster on the field. And if you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. That is a very powerful effect. And you don't really have to worry about the banishing effect, especially due to the fact that you're playing an XYZ base archetype. So you're just going to retach this guy's material and you're just going to keep using this effect every turn. This is a very powerful card. Not only does it detach your opponent's cards, but also detaches yours, allowing you to have a free special summon and probably a free rank 3 during your opponent's turn, which is really cool. The next guy we have is Goblin Rider Boom, the match speed. It's a Wind Warrior effect monster, level 3, 1300 attack, 0 defense. During the main phase, it discards your hand or graveyard, quick effect. You can special summon Goblin Rider Boom, the match speed until the end of the next turn. Also, detach one material from an XYZ monster on the field. If you do, special summon this card. So it's a free extender, but you're then locked out of summoning him again like that until the end of the next turn. So that is a really huge, big restriction, but overall, it's a really good card. Alright, so for our final main deck monster, we have Goblin Rider Medina the Cold-Blooded. This is a Water Fiend monster, effect monster, level 3, 1400 attack, 0 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. And this card is normal or special summon. Special summon one Goblin monster from your hand, except Goblin Rider Melina the Cold-Blooded. And then if this card is in your graveyard, you detach one XYZ material from a monster on the field. If you do, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it looks like this whole archetype revolves around detaching XYZ material to special summon themselves and to make some really cool rank 3. So let's actually read the rank 3 and see if it's any good. Alright, so it's time to read the rank 3. This is Goblin Rider, the Big Head Gambler. That's a Light Beast Warrior, XYZ effect monster. Requires 2 level 3 monsters, so it's very generic. can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card once per turn. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can add one Goblin monster from your deck to hand. So immediately on XYZ summon, it searches a Goblin monster, which is really, really good because a lot of the Goblin monsters can just special summon themselves from hand by detaching material, which is very good. If this card is XYZ summoned, of course it does that. If an XYZ material is detached from a monster on the field, target one other face-up monster on the field, attach it to this card as material, and then during the end phase, you can attach one Goblin monster from your deck to this card as material. So I was going to say this is a really, really broken monster. It really is. And it looks like the idea is that this is a really powerful rank 3. On XYZ summon, it searches a Goblin monster. During the end phase of each player's turn, it attaches a Goblin monster directly from the deck as material. So it always has material on it, which is absolutely insane, which means it's getting monsters from your deck into it as material so that you can use it in later turns. Also, during either player's turn, when a material is stolen from this guy, which don't forget, the main deck monsters are quick effects, you can just detach one, special summon, then this guy will trigger to then absorb an opponent's monster and equip it, which is absolutely insane. This card is amazingly good, and I can't wait to test this with Punk and Gold Pride. This is going to be really, really cool. We have a new Dark Fiend XYZ effect monster. This is a rank 6, 2+ level 6 monsters. You can only use the third effect of this card once per duel. The first effect is once per turn, quick effect. Target one spell and trap on the field. Detach 2 materials from a monster on the field. And if you do, attach that card to this card as material. So it attaches your opponent's spells and traps, puts it as material, which is really, really cool. You do need to detach 2 XYZ material from monsters on the field. I don't think it's going to be too hard for this deck, but overall that's pretty decent. If a monster you control will be destroyed by card effects, detach one material from this card instead. And then if this card is in your graveyard, special summon it. Then you can attach one Goblin monster from your graveyard to it as material. So that is absolutely insane. So this guy, I guess, is your boss monster, 2700 beat stick. And the idea is that he gets rid of your opponent's spells and traps. And he also allows you to basically have protection for your rank 3, who's going to be your mass removal card, which is really, really cool. Now we have a new continuous spell, Goblin Rider Dakashi, or a Grand Gathering of the Goblin Riders. It's a continuous spell. You can only use the third effect of this card once per turn. Goblin monsters you control gain 300 attack for each Goblin monster you control. So they're going to get pretty big pretty quickly. You're going to spam the field with them. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Goblinberg monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can target 2 Goblin monsters you control that have a level to activate one of these effects. The level of one of them becomes the level of the other. Their levels become the total original level. So basically, you have the ability to level modulate, either make them all the same level and go up by 1, or you level modulate them to make them 6s, which is really, really cool. The level of one of them becomes the level of the other. So basically, you can level modulate them pretty well to make 6s and 3s, which is really, really cool. Next, we have Goblin Rider Dakashi, the grand entrance of the Goblin Riders. This is a normal spell card. You only use the first and second effect of this card once a turn. Add one Goblin monster from your deck to hand. And then you can detach one XY0 from a monster on the field. And if you do, special summon a level 4 lower Goblin monster from your hand. Really cool extender. Also, it searches one from deck, so this is a must-up 3 of. It's a Rhoda. Also has a graveyard effect where you can banish this card from your graveyard, detach one XYZ material monster on the field, and if you do, add one Goblin monster from your graveyard to your hand. Really, really cool card. I like it. Really powerful card. And then finally, we have Goblin Rider Stampede. This is a continuous trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. During the main phase, you can immediately after this resolves, XYZ summon using only Goblin monsters you control as material. If you do, that's pretty amazing. And then if you control a Goblin XYZ monster, you can target one effect monster on the field, detach one XY material from a monster on the field. If you do, negate the target effects at the end of the turn. So this is your negate, not to mention it's your quick XYZ, which is absolutely insane. And I love this archetype already. I'm going to experiment this with the Punk and Gold Pride. They have the perfect levels for them, not to mention they're all extenders. I can definitely see some really, really powerful synergy with all three archetypes. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes from here. But how do you guys feel about the new Goblin Rider strategy? I think it has huge potential, especially this XYZ. The fact that during either player's turn, it just keeps attaching your opponent's monsters as material, and also during the end phase of each turn, it just attaches a Goblin monster from your deck to this card as material, is absolutely crazy. And I can't wait to experiment with that. So I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.